Hello. Okay, I'm going to talk about the past, present and future of dairy indices in the UK. Oh, sorry, it's not.
You go back.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah, that's it. Use these two forward.
Right. Okay. Increased milk production has been very successful. This is through genetic selection and improvements in nutrition and management. However, high yields per cow can be counterproductive due to inefficiencies such as increased disease, declined fertility, and reduced longevity. So a balance is required between maximising production and minimising costs. So we have heard a lot of talk for many years about producing a more functional cow. And selection indices have been evolving worldwide. In the UK, the Profitable Lifetime Index has in 2007 it changed so that the weighting on functional traits was 55%. And here we have a history of dairy indices in the UK. So first of all, we start with the profit index, which just has production traits in it. And then in 1995, we have item, which includes lifespan, which has type traits as an indicator. This is followed by including lifespan from daughter records of the number of lactations. And then we have PLI, which includes mastitis and lameness through using indicator traits such as somatic cell count and locomotion in legs and feet. We had fertility proofs from 2005, and it was included in PLI in 2006. And in 2010, we have then Carvinese proofs also available. In the future, we hope to add mastitis as a direct trait and also include later lactations for fertility, as at the moment we just use lactation 1. So presently we have been looking at mastitis as currently indicator traits are used, and we want to include mastitis as a direct trait. Up until now, mastitis has not been used as a direct trait because there have been a lack of records. However, we have seen that farmers have been voluntarily recording mastitis in their milk recording and herd management, and we have seen these levels increasing. Due to the quantity of data available now, we feel that it's feasible to have mastitis as a direct trait in genetic evaluations. So we have analysed mastitis as a binary trait, so a cow is either affected or not affected within a lactation, or the number of cases of mastitis within a lactation. And not all herds record mastitis, so we only use herds with mastitis, and we use animals and their contemporaries of the same herd, year and season at calving. We find that incidence increases with lactation number. It increases from 14% in lactation 1 to 26% in lactation 3. The heritability is quite low, 45%. We find that the genetic correlation with somatic cell count is high, as you would expect, which means that it's a suitable indicator at present in genetic evaluations, but also the genetic correlation is not unity, meaning that adding mastitis should add even more. We also find there is a favourable genetic correlation with other traits, such as fertility. So if by reducing mastitis, we should also see a reduction in fertility. And here we see the genetic trends. As you can see, mastitis follows the same similar genetic trend to somatic cell count. Increase is actually the undesired direction. So it has been increasing, which we don't want, but in recent years it has stabilized and it seems to be decreasing. So some might expect that this mastitis data might be poor as recording is optional. However, incidence levels and genetic parameter estimates seem to be in line with other studies. Including mastitis as a direct trait in genetic evaluations may then bring about greater recording and then lead to greater quantity of quality data and then improving accuracy even more. This has been seen with fertility since it's been added to genetic evaluations. So in the future, we also would like to add lameness as a direct trait in genetic evaluations. Lameness is also a major cost to the dairy industry in the UK, and at the moment we have indicator traits, locomotion and legs and feet. Also, this could be analysed in a similar way to mastitis, as we also see that it's recorded in the farmer recorded data. However, there's much less recording of mastitis at present. Fewer herds seem to be doing it. There is also other data which is advantageous, which would be hoof trimming records and mobility data from farm assurance schemes. Also, there can be further improvements into the fertility index, as at the moment we just evaluate lactation 1, but you can see from the table that we have information on further lactations. So fertility is not just a problem in lactation 1, it's also a problem in mature cows and also maiden heifers. And we shouldn't forget that the inseminating site is a factor contributing to fertility. So at present we have analysed fertility as a repeated measure across lactations. We have found similar but slightly higher heritability estimates as lactation 1, and we would expect an increase in accuracy. There is information on maiden heifer fertility. About half of those countries that submit to Interpol submit data on submit proofs on maiden heifer fertility, but the feasibility of its use in the UK has not yet been investigated. So there is data available, but we haven't looked at it properly yet. But this is just a graph to show the age in months at first insemination. You can see that the most common age is 15 months, but the mean is a bit later on, 18 months. And this is a very similar graph to what you would find for age at months for first calving. So in conclusion, breeding goals and economic conditions change with time, and functional traits are expected to be always an essential component, so they are here to stay. Recent improvements have been made possible through recording done by farmers, such as fertility and calving ease. And also, farmer recorded data for mastitis seems promising also for genetic evaluations. So by also adding direct records for mastitis and later lactations for fertility, we should see improved accuracy of proofs. So for reduced mastitis, we should see a reduced of associated costs due to mastitis, and also because of its relationship with fertility and lameness and longevity, we should see improvements in these. And due to the improved longevity, we should see fewer replacements are needed, therefore reducing costs, and more cows reaching their full lactation, so improving income. So we should be encouraging recording for herd management purposes as well, not just for genetic purposes, because it is for functional traits, they are low heritabilities, and so management is an important way to also reduce these problems. So they can help make better management decisions, pinpoint problems more easily, and make farmers more aware of the costs. And protocols ideally should be standardized or can be harmonized in some way. Recording is time consuming, so we should not try and overburden farmers and ask them too much and put them off completely. Farmers should be given useful information back. It shouldn't be just a assurance scheme where it's a tick box exercise. Also, we should be making best use of the existing data we have. We have heard already in this conference about pulling sources together, making a centralized database, and we've heard about that example in Ireland, which some countries are ahead of the game with this, and in the UK we still have to try and pull sources together. At the moment we have getting information from cattle movements, and well, all European countries record cattle movements and when all animals are registered. And there's veterinary data, there's abattoir data, inseminations. So this data is not so valuable by itself, but can be valuable if it's all linked together. So that is all of my talk. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for
Thank you.